For most people, getting rich is their ultimate goal, since possessing a large sum of money opens up several doors in life. You can drive whatever automobile you want, travel to any region of the globe, and never have to accept directions from a supervisor if you're wealthy. However, being rich is difficult, which is why only a tiny percentage of individuals ever collect enough wealth to realize their dreams. In truth, there are some things required of us in order to become rich. Welcome back to our channel, guys. Today, we'll talk about the 5 types of people that will never be rich. In other words, here's a list of what you should not be like if you want to be rich. Before we do, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Let's get started. Number 5. People who give up too easily. It's one thing to be motivated and hardworking. It's completely another to persevere. Perseverance is the ability to keep trying something even when it is tough or takes a long time to succeed. It's what keeps you going when you don't achieve the anticipated outcome you expected at a certain point in time. The dip brilliantly exemplifies the virtue of perseverance. Seth Godin discusses in his book The Dip that any time you start a new endeavor, there is a period of slow development during which most people stop. At the beginning, when you first start something, it's fun, Godin adds. The quick learning you'll be experiencing over the following several days and weeks will keep you going. It's simple to be interested in whatever your new hobby is. And then there's the dip. The dip is the period of time between learning and mastering a skill. It's like a long trek that actually serves as a shortcut, since it brings you to your destination sooner than any other route. And as you would expect, those who will never be wealthy lack the perseverance and patience required to see something through until it can provide them with the financial benefits they want. Tim Ferriss, the author of the best-selling book The 4-Hour Workweek, displays the attribute of perseverance. He was denied 25 times when submitting the book for publication, but through perseverance and hard work, he was able to have it published, and he is now worth over $100 million. It is all about how you survive the downturn. When you have all the preparation and hard work in place, it would definitely pay off. Unfortunately, individuals who will never be wealthy do not possess perseverance. They are experts at giving up, and that is one of the most certain ways to fail. They don't realize that perseverance leads to security. Whether it's being a best-selling novelist or a daily wage earner, it is the ability to keep going when others can't that will make you unique and valuable. So make sure to shun the laziness away and pull up your socks to embrace the determination which is required of you. Next up, number 4. Those who do not continue to learn. Unless you play the jackpot, getting wealthy will need education, which is why the adage, the more you learn, the more you earn, applies. Unfortunately, for the vast majority of people, finishing high school or college is the end of their education. That's because most people attend school just to get a degree that would enable them to obtain employment rather than the joy of learning. Then, when the initial thrill of getting a salary every 2 weeks wears away, they have little choice but to numb the agony of their humdrum work by watching numerous hours of Netflix every night to make ends meet. And how widespread is this problem? According to a Gallup research from 2016, 71% of millennial employees are either not engaged or are actively disengaged at work. In other words, this means that many workers are ticking down the minutes until they can leave each day. These are the people who will never be wealthy. They don't see the point in learning new things or researching a topic. Instead, they just accept whatever knowledge is given to them by others. They do not wish to learn more or participate in other activities. They'd rather be amused by other people's discoveries than work on their own. But as Jim Rohn once stated, your level of success will seldom exceed your level of personal development. The fact is that you can't take advantage of the hundreds of ideas or concepts that may make you wealthy unless you learn, adapt, and apply them to your life. For example, you wouldn't be able to earn money selling clothes online or operating a popular blog if you had never heard of the internet. On to the next, number 3. People who complain. Have you ever complained about anything and the problem miraculously disappeared? No? Yeah, complaining doesn't change anything. In fact, it is typical behavior among persons who would never be wealthy, and scientific data shows that it may be detrimental. Complaining reduces the hippocampus area of the brain, which is important for problem solving and cognitive reasoning, according to Stanford University. You're probably not Albert Einstein to begin with, so you'll need all of your brain power to start building on your wealthy lifestyle. Unfortunately, the situation is just getting worse. When you complain, your brain's neurons fire, and your brain reconfigures itself to fire much more and often. This causes you to become a habitual complainer. People who would never be wealthy have issues with just about everything, from their upbringing to their financial skills and finally, the people they live with. Their lives are littered with justifications that prevent them from obtaining financial success. Rich people, on the other hand, not only avoid whining, but also practice thankfulness for what they have now and what they will get in the future. For example, Oprah Winfrey maintained a diary for 10 years and never missed an entry, while Tony Robbins had a morning appreciation routine. Instead of spending hours of your life complaining, utilize the same time to figure out how to get out of the situation. Coming up, we have number 2, people that don't hold themselves accountable. Those who will never learn to accept responsibility for their actions will never get rich. They are constantly blaming something or someone else for the consequences of their actions. For example, it's like the students who don't prepare for an exam and then blame the instructor when they get a dismal mark. These are the same folks that attempt to establish a company and then blame the market or the state for their failure when they never put forth any effort to advertise their goods or improve their sales abilities. The brutal truth of life is that if you want something really bad, you must be willing to go out and get it. Don't point the finger at someone else, your personal circumstances, the government, or any other external source for your lack of financial achievement. Recognize that you are in power and that everything is in your hands. So if the consequence of your decisions does not turn out well, accept it as a mistake. Learn from it. Move on. Don't be like losers who blame everyone except themselves for their failures. We agree that we are human and full of flaws, and errors are unavoidable, but what matters is that we accept responsibility for them and do our best to remedy the situation. And finally, we have, number 1, those who are afraid of failing. Failure is a result, not an end product. People who are not aware of this are afraid of failing. As a result, they'll never go outside of their comfort zones to try anything new. Winston Churchill famously said, "Success is not final, failure is not fatal, it is the courage to continue that count." Poor individuals use failure as an excuse not to attempt new things, even if they believe the experience would lead to a prosperous life. They'll argue it's too hazardous, that no one has done it before, or that they're not sure if they have the abilities to succeed. But what they're really afraid of is how they'll feel if they fail. However, there is a pattern among the individuals who have earned unbelievable fortunes. Most of the world's wealthiest individuals laughed at their failures and continued to pursue their dreams. Take, for example, Jeff Bezos. He opted to risk failure by quitting his stable career and launching a new book-selling firm, which we now know as Amazon. This means that rich people, in fact, consider failing to be a necessary part of the process of getting affluent. Do you belong to any of these categories? It's time you make the switch. Have we missed out any traits? Let us know in the comments below. That's all for now. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching.